Ask George is brought to you in association with International Cricket Tours. ICT are specialists in cricketing holidays with a personal touch. So if you're looking to go to New Zealand, to Australia or Sri Lanka this winter, look no further than International Cricket Tours.
Hello and welcome to Old Trafford for the fourth test. We've just seen the first day and interesting
It's
and
nice to have the kids home, isn't it?
we are joined by Chief Correspondent George DeBell.
What's the name of the show?
It's Ask George, obviously. You guys have clicked on it. You know that.
Oh yeah, sorry.
And this is George.
I was waiting.
And this is Mel. Andrew Leggett asks, don't want to bash Shoaib, but isn't it nice to have a spinner who bowls dots and doesn't serve up every pie every other over?
It's a harsh way of looking at it, but you are right that Dawson had a very good day, and it wasn't a very good day for Shoaib this year. I know that he's only taken 1 for 45, but I thought Dawson did brilliantly today. Actually, I thought he had an excellent first day back, and I thought he did give England a couple of things that they haven't had, not least the fact that he managed to gain some drift, which helped get a really good batter out. Shoaib, for all his qualities, doesn't gain drift. He doesn't. And also, yeah, I think Dawson is reliable and consistent and, you know, knows his game inside out, and there's something to be said for that, you know, when you're playing at this level.
It's a bit like, remember when we were talking before about high ceilings and low floors, and maybe a high floor can be a very good thing, and I think we saw exactly the raised floor, if you like, of Liam Dawson, because he's never going to let you down, and I don't know how high his ceiling is.
You'd almost call him Liam Neeson.
I did not call him Liam.
Does he have a particular...
I thought Liam Decent, and that summed up his role quite well today.
Does he have a particular set of skills?
Liam Dawson has a particular set of skills, and yeah, and if you criticise him, he will find you. No,
He will hunt you down and he will bowl several dot balls at you.
yeah.
No, I thought he exceeded expectations today, to be honest. I thought he bowled really well by any standards,
Yeah.
not just as a containing spinner who can bat.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. He's a different. I think he's a much better bowler than he was when he was last there, and that makes sense, right? Because he's had a lot more experience. That is kind of what happens. He may not have a high release point, but I don't think he'll let you down. I think he can be bowled defensively when that is required, and I think he can be attacking.
I've written about him in some detail today and spoken to his county coach and county colleagues and stuff. So, you know, there's more detail there if you like. But you know, the only thing he doesn't have is that high release point. Is there anything, there isn't, in the laws about him wearing platform heels?
Liam,
No,
You've
thinking
landed on something here, George. for
Thinking
sure.
outside the box. You'd have to change his bowling shoes before each over, maybe. A bit of liability in the field. But, you know, he could learn. He could. At what point would the umpires or match referee or the ICC get involved? You could give him 3 inches, I'm sure.
you know,
Probably 18 would be going it a bit, but taking the extra 1%ers, he's got to learn to bowl on stilts.
they don't. You can look at mine. I've got get him some of these.
Club foot. Athlete's foot.
Yeah.
It's obviously a slightly joke made, but they have put a lot of resources into Shoaib Bashir. It's probably a slight concern to Shoaib with him sitting at home watching this, that, you know, he might end up losing his place for the Ashes.
Watching this show?
No, watching it. But is it a genuine concern that England might look to go for Dawson, a slightly more reliable option for the Ashes?
Why is that a concern? I mean, it's a
For
concern.
him.
Oh yeah, sure, but it's competitive sport. You know, it's international sport. You look freezing. Would you like my jacket?
Yeah.
No, I'm fine.
Very cold.
I'm
Little
fine.
teeth are chattering.
I forgot it was the north, so.
I mean, is it the nature of international professional sport is that you're always competing for your place, and Shoaib's got a super career in front of him, but he isn't at his peak right now.
Does he,
and it's
though?
just
Because
well,
he doesn't currently get county gigs, but my point has always been with Shoaib is that the scary thing for him, not getting a lot of county cricket, is that if his England career does at least get... Yes. What happens? Does he
they
go...
don't come with guarantees, Oscar.
No, of course.
So every player will have these moments of trouble in their career. Jimmy Anderson, you'll remember, early in his career. You won't, because it's before you were
Nope.
sentient. But he obviously had stress fractures, and he had that summer of 2005 when the rest of the world was wallowing a fantastic campaign, and he was running around carrying drinks with a sore back. So, yeah, there are no guarantees for Shoaib, but he's got a lot going for him. And if he gets dropped now, it doesn't mean it's the end of the road. He can go back to county cricket like Liam Dawson and learn more skills and get more consistent.
I mean, I've just been watching Rahan Ahmed like yesterday, and he is someone who's come in, obviously then gone out, and look at where he took a 6 for today after scoring
100 yesterday.
100 yesterday.
He's regularly scoring runs. I mean, that's the thing.
It's
really exciting.
It is. It's actually, if you look at it positively, for England, it is a good problem to have, to suddenly have competition for a spinner's position.
Right. And there is a lesson here. Dawson has gone back to county cricket, and he's bowled, and he's bowled, and he's bowled. And there's a lot to be said for playing cricket. And I know that there's a balance, and we know that the schedule's not great, but Jacob Bethel needs to be playing cricket. There's no way he's going to optimise his massive talent, vast, unless he's playing cricket. And it feels like his season's been a bit wasted.
A very good point, and something you can also read in George's article.
The Cricketers' award-winning team brings our subscribers news, features and insight on county and international cricket every single day. You can try us now by signing up for £1. Yes, you heard that correctly, just £1 at thecricketer.com/digital.
Mike asks, the bowlers look weary already. Cast looks exhausted. I just don't understand bowling first. I know it's worked in the past, but has runs on the board control the game gone? We're ahead in the series. A chance to put India under huge pressure. Missed today.
I think those are reasonable points. I don't think they're necessarily rights and wrongs. Not absolutes, anyway. I don't think either captain quite knew what to do. I mean, Shubman Gill said as well he was quite happy to lose the toss. It was overcast. There was talk of some damp on the surface. It didn't feel like a absolutely reckless move at all, but I think the points you make are valid, and if I'm honest, I'll probably side with them a little bit.
It would be kind of funny if England ended up being the first team to elect to bowl first and win a test here at Old Trafford. Oh, that's a great stat.
It is a great stat, but it's a slightly freakish stat.
It
in
is
that they
freakish.
probably would have won a couple of years ago if it hadn't rained.
Yeah.
And I think only 11 teams have ever inserted in those 131 years.
Yes.
So, but
It would
still,
be-
it's
it'd be
still
quite
it's
funny.
something that hasn't happened. It is, you know, and,
Like all
and,
these
they're
things.
very capable. Yeah, it could happen.
I mean, it was a funny one, and when it comes down to it, they kind of did put India under pressure on this first day anyway. I think particularly once Rishabh Pant went.
I didn't think they bowled particularly well in the first session.
they
They
did
didn't bowl
not.
horribly by any means. I just thought
But they
they
didn't
bowled
bowl
6
very
inches
well.
short. We said that quite
Yeah.
a lot to each other, didn't we?
Yeah,
during
and
the morning?
they did bowl a lot better in the second session. And then by the third, it was one of those weird days where we were sort of saying, like, look, they're not scoring that fast. It doesn't feel like India are controlling this. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like England are on top of them. So it was sort of one of those weird days. I just think when Pant went down, that felt to me like a massive moment, because all of a sudden England had the wickets of the three core members of that batting side that have been so important to them in racking up runs. And what comes after is, as in down the batting lineup, there's a few unknowns there, so that's going to be really interesting.
There is definitely a school of thought that says that England were quite luckless today, and that leads us nicely on to Bobby Smith's question. Should Chris Woakes open a greengrocer's when he retires, given the amount of Jaffas he bowled today?
Is that what greengrocers do?
I don't know.
Do greengrocers bowl Jaffas?
but he
No,
did.
did they sell them?
They have lots of them, do they?
To that? Well,
They have so
against-
many that they can throw them around. Sounds like reckless greengrocering. He's been a bit unlucky, hasn't he, in the last 2 or 3 games? I mean, if you keep being unlucky, I think I've said this before, you have to look at it, but I do think he was a bit unlucky. But he could have bowled maybe 6 inches fuller, and I think he may have optimised the movement a bit more then.
I thought he basically was just bowling a little bit wide, and if he was bowling a fraction more the other way, that he might have got the edge. I mean, it's
Well,
really
he did get one.
things.
And,
Yeah, he did.
And then maybe more to come. I'd love him to get that
So
200
would
wicket
I.
marks. I think he's 11 away now.
So I desperately want him to get there. Yeah, I just sort of thought, I thought it was so good because they were jaffers. They were absolutely beautiful balls. We were like hypnotised by the seam as it was coming in, and then the kick off the deck, and I thought it was great to watch. It's one of those things. It was just kept missing the outside edge. Then I wonder if is it quite the line? Was my
I
question.
wondered about the length, and someone like Srinath used to bowl what looked like jaffers a lot, because you can bowl those kind of deliveries, can't you? Which make it look, seam position, as you say, is great, and they go past the outside edge and stuff, but they're not quite full enough to take the edge. Don't know. I don't always think the fields are great, by the way. I think, what the hell's the leg slip for? I think it would encourage him to bowl straighter if he had more protection straight, for the drive in particular. I remember Vic Marks, who won the Sheffield Shield in Australia, which is an incredible achievement. He fielded square leg for Ken McKay, the sort of outswing bowler who had a couple of seasons at Somerset. And the whole point of fielding there was to encourage McKay to bowl a bit straighter so that he had protection. Ball never went to Vic, but he was always there so that McKay wouldn't just bowl outside off stump and try and protect his figures. Anyway, I think that doesn't help Woakes.
Interesting, because his wicket of KL Rahul was that Rahul was sort of on the back foot, and it's probably one that he could have left or even played and missed on another day on the front foot.
Well, he could, but it's a good ball. It's the sort of ball where the batter doesn't know whether to go forward or back, makes any little error, which he did. Yeah, you're right, he probably could have left it, but, you're being pretty harsh. No, I mean, it would be, I think as a batter, walking off thinking decent ball, maybe I could have.
Well, let's hope he gets another 3 wickets tomorrow, and then we're down to 8. We're down to 8.
And then what?
And then he gets to the 200 in the next 3 innings.
I mean, there's these records, I suppose they don't matter. He's had an amazing career. Someone like, didn't Neil Radford finish on something like, I want to say 997 first-class wickets?
They are silly, aren't they?
They sort of are, but I still wonder if he
Yeah.
wants to make a comeback and get those last 3. It's probably unlikely. It'd be about 65.
And just to take us home this evening, Danny asked, there were lots of complaints by fans struggling to get into Old Trafford this morning. Why isn't there an association for cricket supporters which could help represent their issues to the ECB?
Danny, there is. Cricket Supporters Association, I set it up, but it can't be run by someone who doesn't have to pay to get into the game. So it's up to you guys, the supporters, to run it. And if there's not the support to have that sort of organisation, then it falls apart. You can't be asking the media to do that for you. It's got to be people who pay to get into grounds. Sorry.
Well, I would just like to say that I had a lot of trouble getting into the ground today, and I was standing out there, and I did see Hughes, and it took a while for me to get in, but that was because I lost my pass.
They are saying, they've asked us to say, if you're coming tomorrow, do please come as early as you can. It is busy. It wasn't a sellout though. Bit weird. It wasn't a sellout for the first 2 days. Bit of a surprise.
But days 3 and 4 are...
Fine,
we thought
but we
maybe
expect
that it
this
was-
series to be an absolute dead set sellout. And actually the temporary stand over there isn't anywhere near as big as the one they have for the Ashes. It's just interesting. All you hear about the passion for this series, it's not the same as the Ashes. It's not. It's not. I mean, it's just that if they are not selling as many tickets.
Is it not?
No, probably it is. I don't know. There was one more. Do the one that was irritating. I don't mind saying that was irritating.
Steve asks,
I see.
why don't cricket journos ever ask Baz or Stokes about Crawley? Are they scared they will upset the England management?
To be fair, I know that you're always terrified of upsetting the England management, you big wuss.
So we ask about Crawley all the time, but I think to be fair to Steve, I think there was a bit more in his question suggesting that he was in the side because of his relationship with Rob Key or Rob, yeah. Do you honestly think that Rob Key says to McCullum and Stokes, I really like this kid and his dad, can he be in the side? And they go, oh yeah, that seems reasonable, let's give him a go. Look, he's in the side because he plays fast bowling well and they think he attacks good bowling. Doesn't mean he should be in the side, but that's their logic and it has come off at times, not least here where he played a magical innings. So I don't think he should be in the side, if I'm honest, but we've asked about it lots, I've written about it lots, I wrote about it in passing yesterday, I'm not scared of falling out with anyone, mate. You only have to look at my career to see that. But I don't think it's fair to suggest that there's any sort of weird nepotism or corruption even. That's not what's going on. Honestly, it's not. And if it was, I think we'd call it out. They think he plays fast bowling well, and they think he attacks good bowling. And come on, you know, as someone who would drop him and replace him with Dom Sibley, you couldn't pretend that it hasn't come off sometimes. It's got a high ceiling. And they're about to go to Australia, where they think the pitches will suit him. If it doesn't work out for him in Australia, it's game over.
Absolutely. That is his career. It's been waiting for this trip to Australia, so we'll see how he goes. But before then, we've got 4 more days of this test at Old Trafford, and another test at the Oval. Thank you very much for sending in your questions as always. We can't wait to see you after day 2. Thank you.